Online courses are dead. There you go, I said it. And you know what? I believe it. This is a controversial opinion, but I believe that we are in a new era of learning and we need to adapt. So today, I'm gonna discuss and give you creators some ideas on what to do instead, including a platform recommendation. Stay with me. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. Today we're talking about online courses and a bold claim that I've read and come across online and one that I actually agree with. Not only because this video is sponsored by Uscreen, my preferred all-in-one video membership platform of choice, more on that later, but actually because I believe in this idea that courses are dead nowadays. And the idea definitely that there are better options today for learning, skills development, and audience monetization for creators. The truth is, I've been feeling this way for some time, and I went to the internet to see if others agreed, and to my surprise, while not everyone does, a lot do. If you go looking for it, you will certainly find it. Content out there, be it blogs, videos, I'll show you a few in a second, that are feeling honestly the same way that I am feeling. This idea that maybe the era of online courses is actually over. I love what he says here, less courses, more cohorts. I think he's talking about community in this sense, which will certainly come up a few times in this video. Again here, highlighting the fact that only 6% of people actually complete courses. Maybe this isn't the best solution. A thread on Reddit, someone wondering the same. Are online courses the best way to go? This person doesn't think they're dead, but certainly thinks the market is oversaturated. And the final piece of research here that I want to share from Matt Carnock, he says in this blog post that really reads in a little bit more of an academic way, where he says, and I quote, "A focus on program design in its broadest sense, where courses are not created in isolation but considered as part of a professional development journey, career strategy, or formal academic program. This will create a stronger offer for learners and institutions wanting to grow their online portfolio." I love this little paragraph summed up. I think this is where we're at. Certainly there's no shortage of desire to want to learn and build a community, but the course format that we know today just might not be the right format. Let's actually talk about both ideas here. Courses created in isolation versus a professional development journey. I love how he describes that. To do so, I want to share a bit about my own experience as a course creator, the highs and certainly the lows, and the reason that I hold this controversial stance with so many other creators right now. For context, I created 3 courses in 2020. Obviously, that year spent a lot more time at home than on the road, traveling for conferences and such. So I used that time to create a series of courses on topics that people often asked me about or hired me for help on. And I thought, well, rather than, hiring me for a consultation in 1 hour, I'd rather deliver you for a fraction of the price a course that is well thought out and well organized. And you're looking here at the landing page of my most successful course, which is called Content Mastery. Still very proud of this course, and it looks fantastic, and there's a lot of really good information in here, but there are a few problems with this business model. I spent hours creating this, and of course, I launched it to my existing audience with some success, but certainly when you take the hours put into this course versus how much I sold after launch, it was a lot less than other ways that I make money in my business. More so than the money, I've helped many clients launch successful courses over the years. Now, with 3+ years that have passed, the bigger problem is that my courses and content are outdated. They're sitting here. And even though I made them evergreen, it's still a big project to have to keep this updated, especially when looking at the number of people that have completed my course, which is around 20%, still higher than the industry average, but still low for how much time I put into this course. 3 years have passed, and it's very hard for me to justify the time that is required to update these courses. Now, you might say to this explosion of courses, which I've certainly participated in as a consumer and as a creator, it has backfired to some degree. The course market is very saturated. Its reputation isn't really helped by false promises from creators and lack of follow-through from buyers. And I've talked about my own struggles as a course creator. Let me give you another perspective to consider as a student. According to e-learning industry, which is a source I trust, the completion rate of online courses is between 5 to 15%, and MOOCs, again, massive open online courses, is 3 to 6% only. Just to drive home here, one of the problems for both creators and students don't finish them, and creators aren't really incentivized to put a lot of work into them if they're not going to be consumed. As a consumer or as a student, one of my favorite courses that I have ever done is called 5-Figure Speech Academy by my friend Amber Aziza. It's a training program on how to become a better public speaker and really build your business positioned to command a larger fee for speaking engagements. I'll link to this program in the description because I really love this program. She outlines here exactly the curriculum and how it's designed week by week to improve your business. But the thing that I'm embarrassed to admit is that I have barely even skimmed the content that is self-paced. It's all so good here, and there's so much that I haven't even looked at because I struggle to prioritize this. There's no real pressure to have to show up or complete it by a certain day. And yet, as part of this program, Amber includes live trainings weekly for a set period of time after you purchase the course. And guess what? Even though I have barely done any of the module work, I have not missed a single live training. Not one live training. And from those sessions alone that I attended, I got the value from the program, even though I hadn't actually completed the self-paced modules. Why do I show up for a live training and not self-paced modules? Well, I think it comes back to this idea of a professional development journey. Really, a journey. I recently read this article in the New York Times saying we have a dopamine problem. The idea that, well, according to books, articles, social media posts, our urge for a quick dopamine hit is why we crave cookies and spend too much time on Instagram. Let's take this idea for a second and adapt it in the context of courses. The dopamine hit occurs when we buy the course. The dopamine hit occurs when we buy the course, not when the transformation occurs, which is why we're not finishing these courses that we are investing in. The transformation that we expect from the course is likely to happen in an environment with support and community. And if courses are self-paced, we're probably not going to be motivated. So here's what I've realized. Consumers don't just want information. They also want a system to receive support, accountability, and connection, none of which can really be found in a course. So let's talk about what you should do instead of a course. I am a big believer in this right here, the idea of a membership website. And this detailed post from Uscreen does an amazing job of explaining what the difference is between an online course and a membership website. In fact, they even have it in a chart comparison, looking at revenue models. A membership has a reoccurring membership fee, whereas an online course has a one-time payment. Goals, timeframes, benefits, community. This is a huge part of what makes a membership unique. Some might even say the biggest difference between a membership and an online course is this community element. It could be discussion boards, live chats, private messaging, one-to-one video calls, or group meetups. A membership is great because you've got reoccurring income versus a one-time payment. As a creator, that's going to keep you motivated. I gave my example earlier that I lack motivation these days because I took a one-time payment years ago. This is also more appealing to me as a creator, the idea of regular content production versus one-time content production. Rather than having to do all of this work before a single course launch, you can think of it more as a gradual, ongoing process. As I skim this article that really is, I think, one of the best guides on making this comparison, I think this is going to give you lots of ideas on how to tackle this. I also love that Mama Strong is used as an example in this article. I have a whole separate video where I actually profile Courtney, founder of Mama Strong, an incredibly successful creator on this platform. I'll link to that video somewhere on the screen if you want to cue that up after this one. This sums it up well right here. Memberships are great for full-time established creators who know what works and have a large audience. Online courses are better for newer creators that are testing ideas. The point of this article is not to convince you one or the other, but it definitely gives you food for thought with both of those options. Successful memberships put an emphasis on creating a strong community. As part of the membership offering, they align the value that members receive with the value that the creator receives over the course of a transformation and provide a place for transformation accountability. I'm a huge lover of this business model and of Uscreen as the platform to pull it all off. I really can't think of a better all-in-one video membership platform. This can totally reinvent your courses. Uscreen is the platform to do it. I'm going to quickly share a few examples, some sources of inspiration, starting with Mama Strong. I've talked about her on my YouTube channel before. I absolutely love Courtney. This website showcasing her catalog is built on Uscreen, and I just love how it's organized. I love how approachable it is, and I just love her messaging and her use of visuals. Genius. Next example, Create a Fam Academy. This one is awesome. I love that it's got free videos up here and real eye-catching thumbnails and content that totally draws me in, which explains why he's been very successful on this platform. Another one that is film related, this is Creator Film School. This one actually feels like it looks like Netflix. I absolutely love this. He's done a really beautiful job. Again, linking to this creator and the other creators that I'm featuring in the description below. What I like about this platform is that it's all you need. You don't need others. Everything is in one place, a beautiful membership built code-free on web and apps, both TV and mobile, iOS, Apple TV, Roku, and even Fire TV. Think of this platform as enabling you to create your own Netflix and your own community. This is a great example of that. Over 25,000 creators, including the handful of examples that I've shown you. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Think of memberships as really the opposite of the course world, where hucksters in the info product world are really looking to make a quick buck. A membership is deep. It's built on connection, community, value, and those are really the things that stick. So there you go, a better way to launch your knowledge and grow your business than courses. Uscreen is the right platform to pull it off. Here's a link for you to check out Uscreen for yourself. Please, if you have any other questions, lingering questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I respond to those personally. And I want to thank Uscreen for sponsoring this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. Those are coming up next.